mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check.
Mic check, mic check. Mic check. Mic check, mic check. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody.
I'm just saying it's not working. We are coming at you live from Carolina Game Summit, Florence Center, Florence, South Carolina. Remix.
Hey y'all, it's Vi with
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
All right, y'all, what's up? It's Vi with Carolina Game Summit. We are here bringing you our grand finals races for Gran Turismo 7 on Suzuka Circuit. Now with me, I have Rodney.
How you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a wonderful night. It is about to get real up here. Gran Turismo 7, the tournament, the grand finals. We've got 8 of some of the best sim drivers I've ever seen, of all age groups, everything from a 7th grader to retirees, all the way down. We have last year's finalists and winners up here as well, so it's about to be extremely interesting. Things are about to go down. I hope you guys are tuned in. Enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see that 7th grader versus the retiree. I love how gaming brings people together. Now we're going to run over, hop in Rodney's car, tell you a little bit about it before we go into our qualifiers here. So we'll let our qualifiers go in the background, and we'll be back with you as soon as that video in the car is done.
Hey y'all, it's Vi with Carolina Game Summit. I'm here with Rodney.
How you doing? Rodney. I'm from Goldsboro, North Carolina. I brought my Nissan GTR out here to promote Gran Turismo 7.
All right.
Yep. Yeah. So this is what it's like inside of a Nissan GTR. Very similar to the video game. As you can see right up there, the whole dashboard, the electronics, everything like that's all the same.
Yeah, the dashboard inside the GTRs up there, same as the one in here, very similar. Now, I'm curious, what first got you into cars? What got you to going into such an expensive but fun hobby?
I kind of grew up around it my whole life. It's always been, my dad was one of the ones that started me off into the automotive industry ever since I was little. Some of the oldest photos I have is when I was just a little kid and I've got my 3-wheeler flipped upside down with a screwdriver inside of it, trying to act like I'm working on a car. Always been into racing, into dirt bikes, into motorcycle racing, car racing, anything with 4 wheels, and some things with 2, and anything with an engine, and some things without. So I just always been in it. It's always been my industry.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of modding cars, just being that hands-on and that act of creation, modifying it, and then the accomplishment you feel when you're done. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, there's definitely nothing else like it. To a lot of people, a vehicle is just a means of transportation, a mode to get from point A to point B. But for me and a lot of other automotive enthusiasts, including the people in the video game world, it's a lot more than just a mode of transportation. A lot of people like to buy their car. What are they going to do? They're going to personalize it. They're going to make it about them. They're going to say, hey, this is what I want to do to it to really accentuate how I feel and how this makes a big part of me.
Absolutely. Now this car here is far from stock. What are some of your favorite additions or most noticeable additions you've made to it over the years?
Anything that made it faster. Of course, I've done exhaust because it's loud. I like the way it sounds. When you first start it up, I get goosebumps every single time. That's just one of them, including all the other modifications that I've done, fuel upgrades to make it go a lot faster than factory. This one has, about 300 more horsepower than what the factory one does, but also everything that I've done looks-wise, because a lot of people that don't know anything about cars, they look and they see the car and they say, oh man, that's a good-looking car. I don't even know what it is, but that's a good-looking car. And the suspension that I've upgraded the suspension on it. I've changed the wheels out, put a lot of carbon fiber on it, really tried to make it suit me and what I wanted in it.
Absolutely. And your attention to detail has shown through all the different customizations you've done in this car. Now, your car is a little different from what we're racing today with the GTR GT3 Nismo 2018. What do you think are some of the biggest differences that you'd feel in the difference between this and the ones that we're racing on Suzuka?
Honestly, with the Nismo has bigger turbos than a regular Nissan GTR. This one has a lot of work done to it to make up for that fact. I would like to think that the Nismo and my personal vehicle, not all other stock GTRs, but this one would be really similar in a lot of ways. This has upgraded suspension on it. It would be able to be right there, right next to what a Nismo GTR would. As far as they go, I think the ones in the game are coming up close right at 600 horsepower. This has a few more 100 horsepower over that. But the Nismo and all other GTRs, factory GTRs, run on 93 pump gas.
Yeah.
This runs on E85. So there's a big difference that could be made there.
Absolutely. Now, I like how the Nismo handles in the games. If I'm not doing the Nismo, I like the Super Concepts. But I'm excited. Suzuka is a really hard course. It's got that revolutionary figure 8 that's been replicated time and time again. But I'm curious what your favorite aspect or feature in Suzuka is.
Suzuka is just an all-time favorite of mine as well. Very technical course. You've got some high-speed sections that go right into 2 hairpin turns. There's the very northern portion of the course that goes into a very tight hairpin right. So you go from fast, and you have to know when to hit that braking point. If you're off on that braking point, even 1 second, it throws your entire rhythm off on that track. And then you have one more right after that, shortly after that.
Yeah, it's the hairpin turn, and I think that's the 170R or the 200R leading into the spoon curve.
Yes.
And the spoon curve, if you don't get that good line in there, riding it perfect, well, you can lose a lot of time. It's a deceptively challenging part of the course.
Yes.
Now, my favorite part, it has to be the dead near curve. People are ready for the hairpin. They see it's a 180, but the dead near, I've seen it time and time again. They don't respect it. They don't brake early enough in these cars.
Yep. Any type of chicane like that can always do that.
Absolutely, and you'll see them go flying off the track. I hope we don't see it today, but I think that first lap, I think a couple might overshoot it.
I'm hoping that enough people got some practicing in, and they'll really be able to portray how well that they're going to be racing today in the game. As when they're sitting in there on the sim, it feels just like this. The steering wheel is there in front of you. The gauge cluster is the same. The heads-up display, everything is all the same.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing closer to feeling like you're in the real thing than sitting right there.
I know that when you're on the cockpit view, is you're able to cycle through a few different views, and we'll see that in the race. The cockpit view, up there, they have this as a rear view. So you can glance down and see on your dash as a rear view, but the cockpit layout's so similar.
It's exactly the same. Every time that I get into the sim, I definitely feel like I'm sitting in my personal vehicle. There's a reason why all the professional racers out there still practice in their off time and spare time on sims.
Yeah, it's way more affordable, and it's a great entry point to get into a career in racing, because not everyone can afford to even pick up karting as a hobby, which is a great win. But as long as you're learning your lines and stuff, you can just do it on a controller to start. We have about $3,000 rigs here, and some of them get much more expensive, but all you need to start out with is a controller. I love that accessibility to a potential career path and such a big sport
it's
and career.
gotten so big and so large that they've made movies out of it, and it's good for all ages.
Absolutely. Speaking of, we had something pretty cool this event. Now, I was speaking to some of our qualifiers yesterday, and we had two that stood out to me. One of them was a retiree. He got this GT7 and a wheel for Christmas last year, and he's put a lot of time into it. And it showed he had a 131, one of the best times I've seen today.
Wade was his
Wade
name.
On Red Bull Ring. And then Jalen, who was in second grade, got the second best time.
Yep.
Just a second and a half behind him. Now we have someone who's retired on one half and a second grader on the other half, and they're able to come together and
do a lap time within a second, within a second and a half of each other, with a 50-year age difference. There is not a lot of things on Earth that can completely include everyone, all age groups, all genders, all races, everything. It's one of the most inclusive things. The automotive industry in general, as well as the video game industry. And if you put the two together, that is a combination that is completely unbeatable.
Absolutely. It brings people together so well. And like you said, there are not very many things that you can have where someone who's a bit older and someone who's so young can genuinely compete and have a good time together.
Yeah.
But they're able to in these racing sims, and they're able to compete. And it's amazing. I've heard of some colleges offering full ride scholarships for some esports.
Yep. Yeah, it's a career field now. It is a career field. If you even look around here at this convention, you have people that are in full uniforms from multiple different colleges competing at professional levels, as well as pro teams that come out and compete at these events.
Yeah, I know my school came by and we had a team compete in the Rocket League tournament here. And it's really cool because we're able to give these students some additional income on the side, get them out to these events, having a good time, and we're able to help teach them how to get careers in the industry, whether it's with coaching, being a pro player, something on the broadcast side of things. There are so many more jobs in esports than just the talent.
Yep.
But I'm excited. Tonight we're racing on Suzuka. It'll be a 12-lap race. The weather is undetermined because in GT7 they have a pretty realistic weather setup. And I like leaving it on random. Gives that little edge to people who check out the radar, who swap to wets, gives you that additional bit of variance in it.
Yep. It's definitely going to make it very interesting to see how people are able to adjust for the differences in the weather, and I don't know if the tire wear is on today or not.
Not tire wear today.
Okay.
But a lot of people, I'm going to be interested if they adapt for their cornering and their lines for the weather. Because if they're not adapting, they're going to overshoot some of these corners if it gets wet.
So another little piece of funny information, a little tidbit that a lot of people don't know is that the Nissan headquarters in Japan is directly next door to Sony headquarters in Japan. So every Gran Turismo 7 game, or every Gran Turismo game that's ever came out, has always had all of the Nissans, including the Nissan GTR concept car from 2004, the concept car in Gran Turismo 3. They've always done that. And Sony was the ones that actually designed the heads-up display as well as the gauges in the Nissan GTR. So a lot of people always get in the GTR, and if you look right here, why do the gauges look like it's out of a video game? It's because it was designed by Nissan.
That's fantastic.
Designed by Sony for Nissan.
Yeah, and one of these days I'm going to have to pick up a PS5 just for these racing sims, because it's an experience like nothing else. It brings people together. And I really enjoy these events that we're able to provide here at Carolina Game Summit. Now, we have our race starting here in a couple minutes, so we're going to hop off, head over, and get our racers ready for the event. It's been Vi at Carolina Game Summit. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.
Rodney, guys, be easy.
All right, and I'm excited. All right, and I'm feeling really good about our racers. They are in our qualifiers right now. Now, while we get them set up, we are going to go over the map really quickly. Suzuka, like I said, it has a figure 8 track that has been replicated countless times.
Very unique track. Very, very unique track.
Yeah, it started out as the first of its kind, and now it's been replicated countless times. The dead-near curve, I think that's going to throw people off. It's such an unexpected turn, and people don't brake early enough for it. They brake far too late. But I think some of our racers today have been really good. I'm excited to see how they take it. I think the one that's going to throw them for a loop, though, I really think it's going to be the spoon curve. That's where you're going to regain your time.
I see that because there's two turns that kind of transition together with the spoon curve. But you also have to sign language. But you also have to look into the triangle. The triangle, that little chicane there, you're coming out of a big swooping left, you're going to have a hard right and a hard left. And if you are not paying attention, that one is going to definitely bite you in the tail.
All right, and our qualifier is just finished up. We have Brett coming in first place on the qualifier. We have Brett coming in first place on the qualifier, getting a 2:02.57. That is Dirty Air Senior. Now, Dirty Air Senior and Dirty Air Junior are both racing today. That's number 57 and 59, continuing to bridge that gap between generations. Now, we're just waiting on this qualifier to finish up, get the lap finished out, and we'll be into our race here on Suzuka Raceway. All right, and here we are starting out. I'm excited to see how our racers take this. We got the standard stop start here. Let's see how they go. Now, first turn, we're going into the S's, which is the most featured part of Suzuka. That and the figure 8 are really what define. Coming in here, nothing too special right off the bat. How about you? How are you feeling about any of the racers? You got a favorite yet, or who are you rooting for? Yeah, you see, he's just stuck here in the gravel. That first person view doing no favors here. I'm looking up to see who it is, but they've got him stuck here. Holding down that first position, and then Dirty Air locking it down in second. I think these are going to be two of our bigger racers this event, Brett and Dirty Air. But we have a solid pack starting out. Number 64, that's Dama Z, falling a little behind. I think he was spun out on the S's. He'll have time to recover here, but those S's are unforgiving. You get stuck in the gravel and you don't want to slow down, you're going to keep spinning out.
That's a big mistake right off the get-go. There's 12 laps left, and there's still plenty of time to never know what can happen. You also have to remember, though, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on here.
Brett second yesterday, and he was in 7th grade. I've loved the cohesion that our racers are able to have going at it against each other. Now right here we have two people vying for first place. Dirty Air and Brett, I believe, going at it back and forth, trying to find that better line. We'll see who takes the hairpin turn here a little bit better. We see 62 Brett taking it a little wide. 57's looking to get that spot back, going into the 200R here. And they're just going to maintain that, fighting for first and second as we see our pack slowly start to spread out. Now, Dirty Air and Brett, they're going to be able to take advantage of each other's slipstreams. But if you're not in that slipstream, you're going to start falling behind. You don't have that advantage. We see Brett is having that takeaway. He is getting ahead. I don't know if Dirty Air is going to take it home this year.
But you also have to lap 2 of 12 here. And look who's in third place. It is Dirty Air Jr. He is in the 59. He is in third place. Hot on his tail. And right behind that, Jammer J. Jalen. Yesterday, number 2 qualifier. Do not. They might start, yes. Like I said, anything can happen. It's still tight for the first 4 positions. It is still very tight for the first 4 positions.
All right, and we see another spin out here from Dama Z. Let's see. Oh, and it looks like he's just stuck. We didn't quite get far enough back. But the trick when you've spun out like that, you can't floor it getting back onto the track. You gotta take it nice and slow, slowly get back onto the track, and then you can floor it. But when you're on that gravel, you're on that dirt, you have no traction control. You see him taking this nice and clean, losing a bit of control. Looks like his traction control might be tuned poorly, or do you think that's a rear balance?
So it looks like to me on that really sharp hairpin to the left there, you get dropped down into first gear. And when you drop down in that first gear, it is hard to be controlling of that throttle. If you give it too much gas coming out in first gear, that rear end's going to pass the front end every time, and you've got to be on it. So yeah, we got a little bit of touch and play here. Oh, we have got Dammit Z over here doing a little bit of checking on Brett. Brett's got he did a good recovery, didn't lose control. Dammit Z dropped back a little ways, and he's down a lap now. Yeah, he's down 208. Now I don't know if he's gonna be able to recover from this, so he's just gonna be adding a lot to this mix.
So I just went and spoke with Dama Z, and he has a chance of coming back because it looks like we fixed his issue. He didn't think to go into the settings, and that's an easy mistake to make when you're going from different setup to different setup. He set his thing to manual, but he wasn't prepared to drive a manual. He wasn't sure where to change it. So now we have him in an automatic. I'm wondering if he's going to be able to catch back up. Now I heard, is he a lap behind at this point? He is down a lap, but what I love about these races is it's possible to come back from that. Unfortunate that he was in a manual and didn't know the gears, but that's fine. I think he might come back.
5% into this race. Anything can happen. As anybody knows in the racing world, anything can happen. It's going to boil down to the very final lap, especially as close it is for the top 3 right now, and 4th place is not far behind that. And here we go. We looks like it putting on the pressure. He is putting on the pressure. Dirty Air is putting on the pressure to Brett.
Yeah. Dirty Air and Dirty Air Jr. are both on Brett. They are fighting for first, second, and third. We'll see if Dirty Air and Dirty Air Jr. are able to take it ahead. Now Brett, that's number 62. Holding that lead is Dirty Air, who's 57, and Jr. 59, looking to get that position, and Brett's able to just take it away. They were on his tail, but now that we're coming into the 200R, he's maintaining that lead. We'll see how he takes the spoon curve here.
Spoon curve is very difficult because it is 2 different apexes that you have to take in one turn. And oh my God, did we just see Junior pass his father? did we see the son surpass his father? That is a student passing the teacher right here. Junior is now in second place. Junior is now in second place.
All right, going into the Castillo Triangle here, you see our drivers are taking it, trying to dance through it, and they are able to go through it pretty well. Now this is the Castillo Triangle here. The trick is just cutting these corners as best you can while not losing control of your vehicle. It is some back-to-back turns designed as a bit of a speed trap to slow down racers before the finish line there.
Definitely good to take it through second gear, and if you drop down into first and give it too much throttle, your tail end's definitely going to pass the front end, and it looks like Kablooey did a little bit of a kablooey. He came in a little too hot and came a little wide. Did not hit that apex the way he should have. Lost some precious seconds there.
Yeah, going down to first gear, he did manage to recover it. Okay, he didn't spin out, but he lost some time by not taking it as fast as he could have. And we see Brett holding down first place still. 59 Junior looking to get back to that 2.2 second time difference that he has on Brett. Going into the dead near curve here, our driver's taking it perfectly. That shift down to third, but maintaining speed through it from Junior is just what I like to see. The hairpin people respect, but the dead near curve is a lot harder. People don't expect it to be as difficult as it can. And then we see going on the inline, then on the out as we get ready for the 200R section. Now, do you think Junior or Senior is going to finish higher up?
That is a hard one. It looks like all three of the top first three took the hairpin perfectly. I would always put my money on the teacher, but it looks like today the student is taking the lead. He is now in second, and he's holding a strong second. Teacher far right behind him, though. Never count him out. Never count him out. Let's see. Let's see. There is so much age gap in so many different levels here. It is hard to tell.
Now, someone who I want to highlight is Radical. Now, this is the captain of the UNCW Varsity Rocket League team. Getting his best segment time of the day so far. Getting some solid 2s on Suzuka so far. 2:04 is the best time. Now, Radical, captain of the UNCW Varsity Esports team. I think it's cool that he's doing pretty decent at a different car game, considering his home's Rocket League.
As much as I love Rocket League, and as much as I love to play Rocket League, that is one game that I absolutely suck at. I am not good with anything without a steering wheel. And man, do we have a fight right now between 57 and 59, father and son. Did he pass him? Did 57, the teacher says, hey, look, let me show you how it's done, and took that inside lane and got around him. Oh, he went off track. Tried to go a little too hard, trying to keep up with his father. He's still in the game, though. Don't count him out yet. I've been watching this guy for a couple years, and he is absolutely amazing. The father-son have the same exact sim rig at home. They also race using the VR setup. So it's a little different for them when they're trying to watch it on the TV versus VR.
Oh, and that is a pretty devastating spin out by Dirtier, and the recovery just like that. That is clean. This is textbook here. Look at how clean this recovery is. If you've done it, I don't know if that was intentional, but he played it off so clean that it might have been. That was one hell of a 360. And that's the thing I love about sim racing. You can do some cool stuff going into it. And then this is the Castillo. Back and forth here. You get that nice little cutting off the first corner, taking the second turn wide, so you get onto the third one as you go into the straightaway here. Now, I still haven't gotten over that 360. That is, the recovery on that was beautiful.
He might have lost a second or two, but not by much, because the recovery on that was textbook. That is how you recover. If you make a mistake, that's the way that you want to fix that mistake. That is for sure, 100%.
Yeah, and his expertise over the racing sim show, with him knowing just when to push the pedal to recover from that spin out. If you push it too early, you're just gonna keep sitting there doing donuts round and round. Now Brett's maintaining this position. If we go to our number 2 view, 57, that's Dirty Air Jr., you see Brett has a second lead on number 2. And I'm wondering if that's only gonna grow here going into the rest of the race. As we see, that's Dirty Air Sr. And it looks like his son's falling behind a little bit, just getting past the dead near curve. That's probably another, 3 seconds between Junior and Senior, you think?
Yeah, it looks maybe 2.5, 3 seconds there. The gap is spreading out a little bit, but you have to sit here and look. Brett is absolutely massacring this track. Smooth is fast, everyone. Remember, smooth is fast. Coming up on a little bit of lap traffic. He's gonna see, is he gonna go around? Is lap traffic gonna move over for him? Or is he gonna give him a little bit of a hard time here? No way to flash his headlights.
Yeah, you see Damazi playing it defensively, not giving Brett that opportunity. Oh, and we get a bumper bump there, and that just speeds up Damazi. He's trying to maintain that lead, playing super defensively, cutting off Brett, having some contact. This isn't a contact sport, but it seems like Damazi is treating it like that, trying to maintain that position, hold Brett back, and Brett's gonna try overtaking him. Oh, going into the straightaway, Brett just neck and neck with Damazi, trying to get past him, and we see Brett's able to get that shifting up just a bit more cleanly, most likely, and we'll see who's able to pull ahead. And you see Damazi taking it a little too tight, letting Brett come around. Brett getting that advantage. Damazi almost coming back, but he took it way too wide. Brett and then Dirty Air Sr. going into the S's, fighting for it. Dirty Air Sr. going only 1.5 seconds behind Brett, getting that 6-second time difference back. You'll see just fighting for a couple seconds here, and you see Damazi spinning out on those S's again. Now we here are looking at Dirty Air Sr. Less than a second time difference between Dirty Air Sr. and Brett. They're going at it neck and neck. We'll see who's able to take these hard expert turns here a little bit better. Just that 1 second behind. Dirty Air's looking for any mistake that Brett makes here. Dirty Air setting our fastest lap so far with a 2:01.663. 2:01's pretty impressive. I think we're gonna beat 2 minutes by the time this race is done, though. I'm feeling it. Now we're 2/3 of the way finished. We see that are taking the spoon curve wide on that tail end, trying to prepare for the straightaway here. You see that they have about half a second time difference. They're not going to maintain or get any lead here in the straightaway. They're looking for that Casio. I think that Casio is where we're going to see one of our drivers pull ahead here. Now you're going to be able to see the Casio triangle here, how our drivers take it, going super tight on the first one into the second, and just super clean racing on the Casio triangle. If you don't respect it, if you try cutting corners, you might be able to recover a quarter of a second there, but you might also spin out. And some racers, they gamble. Others, not a fan of it. They like playing it safer, and in a longer race like this, safely getting your corners, not spinning out, it's going to keep you in the lead. As Brett's done, Brett and Dirty Air still just a 1.5 time difference between the two of them. It's been back and forth, but Brett's able to keep that defensive driver up. Dirty Air Sr. taking advantage of the slipstream a little bit, but staying just in Brett's shadow.
They're doing so well, so well. And what's crazy is they're not taking the same line as each other. Through some of the corners they are, but oh wow, what just happened there? Who is that just spun out? Who did we? 61, that's Kablooey. Kablooey did another Kablooey, going around 64. Damazi doing the same thing. The same spot. That is a very tricky corner right there. That's that little chicane going back.
Yeah, you have 2 straightaways in heading into this, and you see that that was Kabuli. He just isn't braking early enough, and that is real unfortunate, costing Kabuli a bit of time getting that complete spin out. Casio, if you're not ready for it, if you just fall into autopilot, you are gonna get caught off guard by it. Now we see 61 fighting with Damazi here, trying to get ahead of him. Looks like he's hot on his tails. Damazi trying to play a little defensively as well. You remember he held back Brett a little bit, but Brett was finally able to overtake him for a lap. And we see 61 Kablooey looking to lap Damazi as well. And there it goes. Damazi laps again, taking the detonator curve pretty perfectly.
You always have to be careful because you cannot get tunnel vision. You cannot sit here and stare at the person's line in front of you. You have to trust in your own line, the way you've been practicing, and the way that you've been doing in your qualifying. Because it is so quick to sit there and watch the person in front of you go too fast, and you end up going too fast too. And we get another new fastest lap at 2.00. We are so close to the sub 2 minute mark. 57 Dirty Air setting another fastest lap. He is making up for time. It won't be long, guys. It will not be long. Mark my words, before he is hooked to Brett's trailer hitch is right on his tail. Another thing is Brett will be starting to feel the pressure of Dirty Air right behind. Wait, is Dirty Air is in first by 1.5 seconds. He has passed Brett. I did not see that overtake. So we have Dirty Air in the front, and Brett now 1.3 seconds behind Dirty Air. He's going to have to try and make this up, which is going to be hard to do because Dirty Air has set the 2 fastest laps on the last 2 laps back to back.
All right, so we have Wade. If you remember Wade is a retiree who has gotten into sim racing, and he has a pretty consistent lap time here. He is in 4th place right now. And then you remember Jammer Jamin, who is CGS 60 in 6th place. They are so far apart in years, but they have such similar performance in this race. And that's what I love to see. Bringing the community together despite such a gap in age and status in life. Gaming just really brings together players to have a good time.
That's just like I was saying earlier. 2 things that do not discriminate at all is the automotive industry, which would be racing, and the gaming industry. And looks like we got 60 just past 63. That is Jammer J passing Riddick. That is the Radical from UNCW. Making up some spots here. He is now in 5th. Unfortunately for Damazi, he is having a rough day, bringing it up last, but he underwent some technical difficulties from the get-go. That's understandable. 3rd is Wade. Wade is doing good in 3rd place. He is past Junior. So we have Wade, which was yesterday's number 1.
You remember Wade's number 1 qualifier yesterday with a 131 on Red Bull Ring, and he is really holding it down, getting into 3rd place. He's going to try maintaining that bronze position here. Wade getting ahead of Damazi. Damazi looking, just taking a little too close. You want to take the second half of that hairpin turn wide, but we'll see Wade. He's got an 18-second difference between him and 2nd place, but he's trying to fight for 3rd, trying to get that podium finish. Wade versus Junior fighting it out, trying to get that podium finish between 3rd and 4th. Now 62, that is Brett. Brett is now 12 seconds behind Dirty Air. You remember they were fighting for 1st and 2nd place constantly for a couple laps, but now there's a 12-second time difference between Brett and number 1 Dirty Air, car number 57. Now 58, we see 58 Wade still fighting back and forth with 59 Junior Wade going at it back and forth. Let's see where Junior is. Car number 59. All right.
You've got a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah, they're just fighting for a podium finish here. Wade getting out of the Casio Triangle, having probably a 4-second time difference, and then Junior getting caught up in the Casio Triangle, clipping the dirt, costing him just a little more time as Wade gets that distance ahead of him. We are coming up into the final lap here. It looks like we have pretty solid top 3 positions here with number 1 currently Dirty Air, part of a father-son duo with Dirty Air and Dirty Air Jr. locking it down. Dirty Air and Brett fighting at it first and second place. Brett probably not able to maintain or to recover this distance that has grown between the two of them.
In the final lap. We are in the final lap. This is all they got right here. Smooth as fast. Smooth as fast. We got Dirty Air still holding the number 1 lap time at 2 minutes, 0 seconds, 0.7. He is holding it down. I don't think anybody's gonna be able to catch this guy. He is moving. Smooth as fast. You gotta remember, guys, all these cars are equal. They all have their oil changes right before the races. Everything is equal between the two, between all these vehicles, except for some of the liveries.
Yes, that's one of the things I love about GT. It's so realistic that your oil change has an impact on this. But we see number 57, Dirty Air, taking it home. Let's see how he takes out this Casio Triangle for the 12th and final time today. Taking it nice and clean on that first turn, keeping it real consistent, clipping the grass just enough. Hitting the apex perfect, just like Rodney said. Able to take home that gold, number 57. That is Dirty Air Senior. And then we have Wade locking it down into second place. They're able to get that number 2 finish. And then we have Brett, number 62, might be taking home. It looks like Brett spun out 58. Wade taking home second, and then Junior to come home, able to maintain that 3rd position. I don't think Brett's catching back up, having such a toss-up in the last few seconds of the race. Seeing Brett fall from first place, first and second, fighting it with Dirty Air consistently, dropping down to a finish of 4th place. That is quite unfortunate. But we've had some really quality races this week. And then
In 5th place, Jalen, the 7th grader. Jamin, the 7th grader, bringing it home in 5th. 6th place is Rhetoric. And 7th place is Kablooey. And is 64 Damazi. The race will probably finish across.
now I loved seeing some of the rivalries and friendships that we had at this event. Our Florence Esports Festival, seeing all these colleges and high schools coming out here to compete. Now, number 1, that's 57. We'll get some photo ops with them as we wrap up here in the Florence Esports Festival.
And I just want to reiterate, this is 2nd year in a row that Dirty Air has got 1st place. Now, last year his son got 2nd place, but this year his son's got 3rd place. What a battle.
Now we'll see some of the best lap times here are just within 2 or 3 seconds of each other. That shows how close these racers are in a one-off lap, not breaking the 2-minute mark, but we have things real close between all of our racers. I'm surprised that we have just a 7-second time difference between our top 7 racers across their best laps.
4 seconds just in the top 6.
Yeah, 4 seconds just in the top 6. All right, it's been the Florence Esports Festival. It's been a good time. They had a food truck out here. We had Rocket League going on, Valorant, Overwatch. I saw quite a few different competitions going on. So many different schools coming out here and competing. It was a blast. I mean, I even had UNCW Esports come out. Our Rocket League team took home second. I'll take second silver medal. But it's been Vi, lead producer at Carolina Game Summit.
I don't know about you. I hope that you were on the edge of your seat as much as I was. I literally have goosebumps. I was like this, watching it the whole time. Definitely edge of your seat. Didn't know who was going to win. It came all the way down to the last few laps, and first, second, and third changed hands so many times. That was amazing.
We got our top 3 right here.
And we have our top 3 right here behind us. Third place. This is Dirty Air Jr., guys. This was the second place winner from last year. And he got third place this year. He was holding first place. He did pass his father for a little ways there. The student surpassed the teacher, but then the teacher had to put him back in his place. How do you feel about that?
It was good, and the car spun me out, and we just get a good race, but it was kind of scary. But like, somebody had a good race in qualifying time for the whole while, and we had a fun race time. It was a good idea to being a winner for third place podium for me.
Hey, that sounds like a good win there. I understand that you guys have a sim rig just like this at home, and you guys were able to get a lot of practice in. You guys know the track very well, obviously, to get first and third place. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I'm so glad you guys came out, and it's good seeing you guys again this year.
All right.
All right, we'll talk to you again here shortly, okay?
All right.
And then we got, he said, sit back down, don't leave yet. Hold on.
These prizes. GT7 hat, third medal.
Oh, third place medal for you right here.
Thanks.
And a Gran Turismo hat.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, sir. You take it easy. And then we got second place, Mr. Wade, who just started. He bought a sim rig earlier this year. Was it Christmas? Yeah. So he's only been racing for about a year now. He said he's going to treat himself and really just try to live his life to the fullest. Comes out here and wins second place in the finals. Second place. So Wade, you got anything to say?
No, I appreciate everybody having the event, hosting the event. It was a good time. I had a good time.
Hey, we are glad that you came out here. This was the #1 qualifier from yesterday, guys. The #1 qualifier from yesterday. He did an amazing job. And now, mind you, first, second, third, and fourth place, fifth place, sixth place was less than 4 seconds apart. He did
comeback.
Hey, did amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the next events.
Sounds good.
Take care and congratulations. And then first place, we're gonna say hello again to first place because I believe you won first place last year at the same event. Yeah, that's awesome. You and your son did great. I think last year your son got second.
That's right. You got second.
Yep. Yeah. What an amazing feeling this has to be to come back and just be a reigning champ 2 years in a row.
Yeah, it's fun, man. We play this game all the time, so to be able to come here and do this on a live setting is a lot of fun, and it's a great experience for my son, and we get to do a road trip together, and it's a lot of fun. We look forward to these every year. We traveled to Raleigh last year and had a lot of fun, and this year we're going to try to do as much as we can. Greenville, maybe Atlanta this year, who knows, but this is a lot of fun.
The Atlanta one's very large. I know you guys are from Western North Carolina, so you guys had quite the drive.
That's right. We're from Charlotte, and we drove. It's about 2-hour drive, but it's a nice, easy drive through the country and really chill. And we got good rest last night and came over here and practiced, and it was fun. They had a little scary moment there in the middle where I spun out and lost about 7-8 seconds, but was able to.
The best recovery I think anybody has ever seen. We were contemplating if you did it on purpose just to try and show off.
Yeah, I absolutely did not. I was like, when it happened, I was like, well, that's my race. But luckily, I was able to. There was a back marker that my friend Britt over here. He was leading the race, and I was able to cut some time and get back up and make it a race towards the end of it. So.
Well, it was definitely interesting for all of us. we're glad that you came out, and we're looking forward to seeing you again.
It's amazing. The Carolina Game Summit rocks, and we'll be back.
All right. Well, you take care. Congratulations. Yes, sir. Well, there you have it, folks.
Mind if I put her up?
Yes. We've been having some fun, some additional help with a little fluffy one here.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a stowaway. It's been a great weekend here at Florence Esports Festival. Rodney, thank you so much for coming on and for
Yeah,
letting us use your car this weekend as a demo piece. It was beautiful getting to show it off and to tell people about what a high-end vehicle looks like and maybe inspire the next generation of people who are into cars. I've been Vi at Carolina Game Summit.
And I'm Rodney from Carolina Game Summit. So we'll see you guys again next time.